How do you do, everybody? I had a glitch a while ago. Y'all know me and my me and my glitches, but now we're back up. I think it was it wasn't the internet. I can't blame it on the internet. It wasn't the internet. It was uh, it was the me uh, pulling the plug out of the wall. I pulled the plug on the internet, so it was me. It wasn't no one else. Hi, David. Good to see you, David. I thought about all y'all when I first come on. I thought they're going to think I've got this uh, mess again with the internet. Well, now the other night, I'm going to tell y'all what I figured out why we cut out so much was because I had the large desktop computer also on, and it takes a lot of juice, just like everything. And so I had too much going through it. It wasn't the internet. But then a guy hit a pole. I found out about the time I got ready to talk with y'all. Uh, well, about the time we'd already talked a while, and then about the time that when it went out, I heard that sound. Well, that was because somebody hit a pole in their pickup truck. So I guess they was, you know what, drinking or something. I don't know. But I'm trying to get my chats on here. There we go. I saw David's because of my telephone. Hi, Debbie. Mom's in there. She's doing okay. Hi, Jennifer Barrett from Edmonton, Canada. Well, I'm glad to see. I watch a gal on from Canada. I can't remember her name, but I watch her sometimes. And I knew if I didn't come on tonight, y'all would think something had happened to me. But I told y'all that I was going to the Dallas airport yesterday, Love Field. If you see an old fly, one of them old big flies, they came in the doors today. I opened the door and was trying to get some canvases out and some boxes and things out. And I bet they were just standing there waiting to come in the door because I have killed at least five. And this one I missed. He is about to drive me slap dab crazy, but it'll just have to work. Hi, Birdie. There's Dee. There's Sheila. Well, y'all are all here. Well, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. That's why. It's Sunday. And so I've got to go turn around and go back to Love Field tomorrow, the other airport. The ones of you that don't know Dallas, I've got to turn around and go to Love Field in the morning, and I've got to be there at 7:30. The traffic last night was terrible, terrible, terrible. I hate going downtown Dallas at night or daytime or anytime because it was literally terrible last night. Uh, the high school like we all did, but not as bad as I think. They were racing around me. I was driving 65 and should have been 70 or 75, and they were going 100 around me and blinking their lights and just making me more nervous. And I told my friend that uh, her son that I picked up because she's coming in today from Africa. No, that's wrong. Uh, Sierra Leone. She's coming in from Sierra Leone. And she texted me a while ago. She's got a layover in Miami. But I went and got her son that came in from Belize on Saturday, and I've got to go get his mother tomorrow that's coming in from Sierra Leone. Uh, So, you help your friends and try to do the best you can. But I'm about worn out. I'm not going. I hope I don't have to go back to the airports till Christmas, maybe. I hope. I just despise it, y'all. Debbie, yeah, if I keep my door open too long, old flies will come in. Yeah, they do. Hi, Debbie Tanner. Good to see you. Um, yeah, them old flies, they just, I thought today it might rain because I saw all those flies, and I thought, uh, usually when grandmother always said if you get a lot of flies in the house, it's going to rain, but it didn't rain. It kind of overcast a little bit, but it didn't rain. Still about 100 here. Seemed like I don't look at the temperature. It might have been 95, 6. I'm just really not sure. And mom's doing okay, and I'm doing okay. It's just I'm worn out, and I've still got to go and get everything done to go to get up to go down there in the morning. Now, when I go on a little trip like that, then mom, she just doesn't get up and everything. If I go early, then I know she'll still be in bed when I get home. And I check in with the Alexa app uh, or the camera. I've got the Alexa that's got the camera, and I can see mom in the bed and know that she's asleep and she's okay. So I don't not take care of her. I'm drinking water tonight because I lost so much earlier trying to clean out from under uh, putting stuff under my car park and everything like that. I'm looking. Sheila Chester. It thundered today, but the sun was shining. Well, that means the devil's beating his wife. That's what they say, or something like that. Um, yeah, we didn't have no thunder. We just had kind of a overcast, maybe a little bit, but I was sure it was going to rain. Didn't. Just humid. Oh, it's humid and hot, and you know, I put on clothes and I feel like I'd like to just take them off because I don't even want to wear them. And boy, I don't think the neighbors would like that. They'd probably call the FBI, say there's some man out here, some obese man wearing a little loincloth or something. I don't know. But no, it was hot today. And I don't think I can get enough water. I just feel so dehydrated, and that's just part of it. Uh, I try to drink the water and keep up, but sometimes I have to get those. Have y'all ever had those drip drop things? Those packages that's got potassium, and different things in them. Those seem to help me if I get really low on. They're kind of like liquid IV, but they're not. They're just you put them in your water bottle. So that's what I use a lot because I know that with potassium, I get low on it and I can start feeling woozy. And uh, I just took the B12. I get the B12 in the liquid from Amazon, the red liquid, and I put it under mom's tongue and I put it under my tongue, the liquid, because somebody told me you just have to. The pills don't do any good. They said it goes to your stomach, and then the acid eats it up. Which I don't know if it's true, but I put this under my tongue, so I know that it's getting in the bloodstream. And when I start getting heart palpitations, I can go. I can know very well to go get some B12, and it'll help my heart get back on rhythm. Calcium, potassium, B12, folate, uh, a lot of those, if they get a little bit out of kilter, and that's just not on a regular blood test. Uh, you have to ask the doctor to do those, and they don't really like doing them, I don't think, because of insurance purposes. But I can tell when my potassium's off, and I can tell when my B12 was off because my heart starts going crazy, kind of. And so at least I've got a good primary care that will do if I asked her, uh, because I feel like uh, when we're running and ripping and roaring and we just get low on things. I eat bananas, I eat all that stuff, but I'm not so sure they're as potent as they used to be because used to I could eat a banana or two bananas in the week and I didn't ever need potassium. But the new bananas, I call them new fruit, new bananas, I just feel like that they don't have what they used to have in them because they're so hybrid, maybe. Uh, D says, smash the like and subscribe, y'all. She knows what she's talking about. I do not. Uh, Debbie says, I have to take B12 injections because she's so deficient. Um, she has heart palpitations. Well, Debbie, that's when I started on that quest of having those heart palpitations and stuff. I thought, it's hemochromatosis, but then I had the test and it wasn't that. And so now they've just come to think or realize that it's polycythemia, not a polycythemia vera, but just polycythemia with too many red blood cells. But my heart palpitations, I told y'all I went to the doctor the other day, to the blood doctor, and they said my blood count was not too high, so they didn't have to take out any of the blood cells. But I can tell when I get low on these vitamins, and you just don't realize that vitamins can cause so much havoc on your body because your body has to have that to make its little motors and its little brain run and all that. And I know a lot of times I've been deficient and I wish I had thought, I need to go take some B12 or I need to get some potassium or I need to, instead of having to go through those palpitations. I do not like them. They just make me kind of feel euphoric. I don't know. I just don't like them. I hope everybody's doing okay tonight, being Sunday. I was going to do some music, but not tonight. I worked hard from going to the airport and worked hard from getting that stuff taken care of today. And then those of you that I came on and then I pulled the plug out of the wall and I'm just in no mood. I'm just in no mood but to say howdy do, and I hope y'all are doing okay. I'm looking to see if I've missed anybody. I don't think I have. But I hope y'all did something interesting this weekend. If you went somewhere interesting, let me know. Tell me, because I like knowing things, or if you worked, or if you made some kind of special cake, or ironed some clothes, or washed a load of clothes, or just whatever. I'm interested, so we can elaborate. Or Debbie said that's fine. We understand. Yeah, it's when you're a caregiver, it takes a lot out of you anyway. But then having to do all your chores and chores for friends, and it's just never ending, it seems like. But that's okay. God put me here for a purpose, and that's why I'm on here. I didn't feel like really doing a live tonight, but I told y'all I would whenever I could just punch the button, and so I punched the button. But then I pulled the plug out the wall. So leave it up to me. Debbie said I made a chocolate cake with vanilla icing. I bet that's good. Was it German chocolate or a boxed chocolate cake, and did you make your icing? You know, my favorite icing is the cooked icing. That's my favorite of any icing is the cooked icing. But any of it's good to me. Bruce, how are you, Bruce? He said he's been sending me a lot of fresh vegetable recipes. Well, you're telling me that y'all have all those fresh vegetables there, but our farmers market here is about gone to the rain has ruined everybody's um, crops. It's hard for me. And you had told me, Bruce, that you had a lot of zucchini squash coming and different things like that. We don't. We probably have it. It's just not when I go to the farmers market, and I don't see it at the country grocery store. Thank you, David. I thought about you, David, yesterday when I went to the airport. Uh, we'll all get together one day. Possibly, you just never know. Sherry Long went school clothes shopping. Can't believe my boy is a senior this year. School starts this week. You know, I think it started about quite a few places. And I think, you know, that's what I told Mother when I got home after I told her that traffic was so darn bad last night. Mother, I would never want to go back to Dallas in that traffic again on a Saturday evening. Now, you know, it wasn't so bad when I got down there, but the time I got out of the airport, it was dark. And I think people had gone school shopping for clothes. So, you know, if you lived in this area, but I know I told her that it had to be. It just had to be school clothes or school whatever. Because I said, I've not seen that many cars out. It looked like Christmas and Thanksgiving traffic. And that's a lot of traffic for Dallas. Debbie says homemade chocolate cake, but I did use store-bought icing. Well, I don't see anything wrong with it. That's what somebody wants to do, and I've used store-bought icing. Don't think I haven't. I just like that cooked icing. Um, but I like all kind of anything sweet. I like it. Oh, the Dallas Cowboys, Bruce. No, you know, I don't keep up with sports. Uh, that could be, boy, that could be it. You know, uh, going because I went to Love Field, so of course that's down in Dallas instead of going to DFW outside of Dallas. So yeah, it could have been the Dallas Cowboys. You know, and the school show. I mean, it was probably a little bit of all of it. You know, just a little here and there. Because I noticed at the malls going in, I thought, boy, those are just cram packed. They were like parked across the highways and on the viaducts and different things. And I thought, boy, so it's got to be, it had to be the school shopping and the Cowboys playing. And I saw that, Bruce, and I know you did too, that Jerry Jones had that, has had that cancer. And I was pleasantly surprised that it had not gotten out before, but thank God he's possibly gotten healed. You know, but that Hope Lodge that he did there in Dallas, him and his wife donated all that money for the cancer, like a Ronald McDonald House, but it's for cancer patients. That was just the nicest thing that anybody could have ever done for that. Jerry Jones and his wife. I mean, that is a beautiful, beautiful building. It's a beautiful hotel for people that need a place to stay. So y'all have to write that down. It's called the Hope Lodge, and it's downtown by the hospital, cancer center, and it's absolutely marvelous. David says crowds are probably people. Yeah, Yeah, David, you get some points for that one. That I was coming through town. Yeah, I waved and went on by. Oh gosh, Debbie Tanner. It cooled off for a little bit today, so I picked 4 pounds of beans, cucumbers, corn, and tomatoes. I canned salsa. Now I have more to can. Boy, Debbie, that little old jaunt that I did, I didn't think I did anything now after you told me all that. I remember when we did that. I'll tell y'all something kind of funny. The My dad got this big idea years ago that I would become an entrepreneur better if he planted, I don't know, it's about 2 acres of okra and 2 or 3 acres of popcorn, not just yellow corn, popcorn, and made a truck garden where I could set out and sell it at the road. Well, it just made me not want to be an entrepreneur or anything else. I was so hot and miserable. Uh, I had two little old people that would come by, and I think they just bought because I was pretty young. They bought everything I had on my. Daddy had got me a table, like one of those barrack tables from the army, and you folded it out like a camping table. And I had my little money box, and I had grandmother would give me some of those little baskets she would get from different places, and I'd fill them full of the vegetables and so forth. And I'd sit out there and sell that stuff. And oh, it'd be hot and, no shade. I was right there on the road. And so, that burnt me out, Debbie Tanner, on having to pick I remember row after row of that okra. I had to go cut every piece of okra. I could not leave any. I had to pick the beans. I had to pick the tomatoes. I had to wash them. I had to, it was a big chore for a young boy. And I just did it because I didn't want to whooping. And then I thought, this is just ridiculous. But I did it. Bruce said, yes, posted on my Facebook page about Jerry Jones' cancer. He was there this past week at Hope Lodge. Well, I'm just happy that he's doing well. Like I've told a lot of my followers, cancer has become such a terrible disease, and there's so many people that I know has it or has had it. But it seems like a lot of those cases are getting better. I mean, there seem like they're getting more cures for a lot of that. That used to there wasn't much. But I have a friend now that her husband, just this morning I noticed, is in the hospital with pneumonia, and so they've took him into Dallas because he's got nodules on his lungs. And when pneumonia strikes like that, they just fill them full of something. And she said he was doing better from the last post. So, but you didn't have that outcome. You didn't have such a good outcome with the lungs. David says seeing more in younger people too. But yes, lots of progress in treating it. And David, I'm so happy that that's happening because, well, not just cancer, but many diseases. I'm seeing a lot of progress from just the little research that I do. I'm so happy, and I hope that it continues. I hope these things are not funded. The stuff that's being funded that they all want to cut in Washington. All these are critical. These are critical. That Kennedy wants to cut and President Trump wants to cut. I just think that if we don't have this research, there's no there's nothing to hope for. Uh, at least there's hope. Uh, Used to, with like cirrhosis I have, there was just not much that could really be done, and there's still not a lot. There's more being done for cancer than cirrhosis, but I've seen some new stuff out. David, I was going to send you an article that someone sent me from New York, and it's very interesting, and I will forward that to you about some research over the. Let me see here. Let me see here because it's worth us talking about. If I can, if I can look here, it was uh, about the AI, and maybe you've seen it, all some of you, but AI. Everybody thinks, oh, we don't need this or that AI, but this. I'm just going to read this. Maybe not the whole thing. It's It's a Nat Microbial published August the 12th of 2025 by Dr. Torres. Uh, and it says AI just found 12,000 possible new antibiotics hiding in ancient microbes. Antibiotic resistance is one of humanity's biggest health threats, killing an estimated 1.27 million people a year, and scientists warn it could get far worse. But a new study suggests that the next life-saving drug might come from one of Earth's oldest and strangest life forms. Uh, and this AI, they use deep learning, the AI tool. You know, I love the AI tool helping with my backgrounds or helping with my art project. I have found that I really like it because it takes in so much stuff that each search engine couldn't have known about the other one, and it helps. So this research was from the University of Pennsylvania, and it scanned the proteins of 233 plants, animals, all that stuff. So the AI identified 12,623 molecules with potential antimicrobial activity. So that is just, this could kill, like 93% killed at least one strain in the mice that were infected with a hospital acquired superbug. So, when I was born at Baylor Hospital. And if it hadn't been for the doctor that I had strep B infection, which y'all know, a lot of people have that. But now they test for it because the baby gets it from going through the birth canal. And so my doctor, thank the Lord, knew, or mother said I kept getting sicker and skinnier. And like after a week or two, I had no weight. So she took me back, and he was in the Army and had happened up on the research of this strep B infection, or he would have not and known. So they gave me the strong antibiotics, and for years, if I got a high fever, I had to go to the ER because they would start antibiotics. But then my nephew that was killed, mother came to his birth at the hospital, and he was having the same symptoms. Only mother would have known. Still in the 80s, it was not really well known for strep B in a small rural town hospital. And she said, well, he's exhibiting the same symptoms that your uncle did me. And so they checked him, and exactly it was the strep B infection. But now, like I said, they test for that, I'm pretty sure. But if it hadn't been for those research or the doctors knowing what was going on, I wouldn't be here. And of course, Justin's not, but it wasn't because of that. Dorothy, hi. good to see you. Bonnie Allen says, hi. Good to see you, Bonnie. Yeah, it's hot here for you new ones coming in, but we're making it. And I hope that y'all have a good week. I'm going to start mine out by going down to the airport in the morning early and then getting back here. And I'll try to come on again tomorrow night. As I always say, if I can punch a button, I'm going to. Maybe I won't unplug the plug in out of the wall tomorrow. But we've been on here 30 minutes and we've said all we can say. I'm not going to show anything tonight. I'm too hot. I'm too exhausted, and I'm praying for y'all and hope y'all are praying for us. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States, because we do need it. And I'll be hollering at you later. And I'm going to start. I've got some new things in the kitchen pretty soon. Don't think I forgot you on the kitchen. I haven't. I've just been working on a new idea.